Hi friends, today I am starting a new chapter called as average due date. See what is average due date? We have already had discussion about average concept in partnership accounts. Average is no profit, no loss. I think I've explained you in one of my previous classes. Suppose how average is, you can see average due date is one on which the net amount payable can be settled without causing loss of interest either to the borrower or to the lender. Let me give a small example before we discuss. First, let us discuss about average and then we talk about due date. Two things here I am separating. First part is average, second part is due date. So, what is average? I'll give a small example. A sold goods to B for 10,000 rupees. Amount to be paid on 12th January. Again, A sold goods to B, say 10,000, same 10,000 rupees. This time, amount is to be paid on 16th January. That means instead of making the payment on 12th January, 16th January, you can do average of the dates. That is 12 plus 16, it is coming to 28. 28 by 2, you'll be getting 14. No? So instead of making two payments on 12th January and 16th January, the 20,000 rupees amount can be settled on 14th January. Let us see. So how it is without causing loss of interest either to the borrower or to the lender. I'll give us explanation for this. See, A is supposed to pay on 12th, no? Here now, instead of making payment on 12th, is making payment of 14th January. That means A is saving how many days? 2 days for first amount. Now B, next second one. A is supposed to pay amount on 16th, but is making payment on 14th. A is losing 2 days, no? Why? Because instead of making payment on 16th, he is making payment on 14th. Here there is a gain of 2 days, there is loss of 2 days. It is adjusted, no? So come on, tell me no gain or no loss to A. So similarly for B. B is supposed to get on 12th January, he is getting on 4th. So from B point, first 2 days loss, he is getting 2 days late. Second is supposed to get on 16th, but is getting on 14th, 2 days gain. So for B also no gain, no loss. So we can say that average due date is neither gain or loss to either of the party. This is a small example I have given here. Okay. So now when we talk about due date, immediately a chapter will comes to your mind is called as bills of exchange. A chapter comes called as bills of exchange. Due date. How to calculate due date for a bills of exchange? 3 grace days. You all are aware. But this is only for bill. A bill has been drawn. It can be after date or after sight. You learn in bills of exchange. Again, I don't want to waste your time by repeating this. 3 grace days. Suppose 15th January plus 2 months. 2 months is the due date. 2 months is the tenure of the bill. 15th January plus 2 months means 15th March. And plus you need to add 3 gas days, no? 18th March will be the due date. The first bill. Second bill. 16th February, 1 month. 16th February, 1 month means 16th March. 16th March plus 3 grace. 19th March. Like that you will be going for calculation of due date first. Instead of making payment on different due dates, the buyer, the customer is going to make a payment on a single date. Instead of making payment on several due dates, amount will be paid in one installment. That is what is called as average due date. Is this clear? That is what is called as average due date, that I will be explaining with this illustration. Okay. Average due date is one on which the net amount payable can be settled without causing loss of interest either to the borrower or to the lender. It is used in various cases like calculation of interest on drawings. This we have already learned in partnership. We got ordinary method, product method. I told you average due date method. That we'll be learning here. Calculation of various bills are fixed due on different dates and issuance of a single bill. Instead of making payments on different dates, like I told you, due date is 15th March, 20th March, 20th April, or 17th May, or 18th June, like that. We are having 4 dates. Instead of drawing the bills 4 different dates, a single bill will be drawn. On that date, amount can be made. This is first type of problem. Amount lent in one installment, repayable in various installment. Generally, you take a loan from a bank. Bank has given you education loan of 5 lakhs, and you need to pay that in 10 installments. 10 installment 50,000. This is what amount lent in one installment, repayable in various installment. For that also we can calculate average due date. So three possibilities: calculation of interest on drawings to partners, calculation of various of bills of exchange due on different dates, and issuance of a single bill, amount lent in one installment, repayable in various installment. So in these three cases, the bills of average due date chapter is useful. But there are two types of problems in the examination. One is calculation of equated debt when amount is lent in various installment, repayment is made in one installment. This I am making as A, this I am making as a B. This is like example I have given. Calculation equated debt when amount is lent in one installment, repayment is made in various installment. I have given example of bank. Okay, these two models we are having. So first initially we will be going for this. So now before I take to that particular problem, the steps, I think this is boring, frankly telling you. When I start doing the problem, it will be easy. Then you can come back, you can see. Here, bill suffix in brief knowledge. Due on so and so day, 3 grace days you add. Suppose 15th March, due 3 grace days. It will become 18th March. Like the first calculation of due date, a bill or invoice is payable on a specific date. Specific date means no need to add any number of days, that particular date. No grace days is added. Generally, this kind of problem, if it is given, we work out. But we are generally the problems will be based on this one. Due date will be on that specific date. On a specific date, due date will be on that specific date. At stated number of months, days after date. Due date will be on the date which comes after adding stated number of months, days. So we are having two models I told you. On a specific date, you need to make a payment on 15th March. No need to add 3 grace days. No grace days. On specific date. At a stated number of months or days after date. Due date will be on the date which comes after adding stated number of months, or like I have given you 15th January. I told you 2 months. 15th March plus 3 grace days. 18th March will become due. Here I said payment is to be made on 15th March. No grace days. Clear to all of you? Here 15th January bill has been done. For how many months? 2 months. 15th January plus 2 months. 15th March. And for this, if you add 3 grace days, it will become due date or maturity date. This is what has been given. 15th March plus 3 days of grace, maturity date of the bill. If maturity date is a holiday, that is 18th March is a holiday. Public holiday, including Sundays, other days declared by central government by notification. Due date is preceding day. If it is 18th March is an unforeseen holiday, next following day. Suppose here 18th March is a public holiday. 17th. 17th is also a public holiday. 16th. So now average due date problems. Let me start with this one simple problem. Given here example. Now the thing is 3 grace days you should add only for bills. And second thing, when due date himself has been given in the problem, no need to add 3 grace days. Suggest a date on which all the bills may be paid. When due date is given, no need to calculate due date. Directly, you have to calculate average of these due dates so that payment can be made in single installment. Okay. So for this, I'm taking out problem example. How to write the format first. Ascertainment of average due date. Since he himself has given already due date, you can write due date of the bill. Due date. Next, number of days from base date. What is base date? I'll explain. Due date, number of days from base date, amount, product. For this problem, 4 columns. Due date 3rd July, next 2nd August, next 11th September. Amount 500, 800, 1000. So first you write due date, number of days from the base date, amount and product. Now I am giving this as a column number 1, column number 2, column number 3, column number 4. Column number 4 is nothing but to second column, third column. If you multiply, you will be getting product. Number of days from base date means you select one of the date as base date. Now we come back to this. Take earliest date as a starting date or a base date or a 0 day for convenience. Any date whatsoever may be also be taken as 0 date. Even you can take your birthday as a base date. Consider number of days from the base date up to each due date. Calculation may also be made in month. Multiply the number of days by corresponding amount. Add up the products. Divide the product by total amount. Then calculate average due date. Formula is average due date is equal to base date plus total product by total amount. So now what is to be done here? What is the earliest date here? 3rd July. Why we are preferably to take earliest date? Because you won't be getting negative values. So now number of days 3rd July to 3rd July 0. 500 into 0 0. Product is 0. Now 3rd July to 2nd August. So in July how many days are there? 31. No, 31 minus 3. 28 is left out in July. Plus August how many days? 2 days. 28 plus 2. How many days you are getting? 30 days. So 30 into 800. 24,000. Am I right? 30 into 800, it is coming to 24,000. Next base date 3rd July. 3rd July to 11th September. So July how many days are there? Balance as it is 28. No, 3rd July has taken. July how many days? 31. 31 minus 3, 28. Plus August 31. You should know the number of months in a day. Number of days in a month: January 31st, February 28, March 31, April 30, May 31, June 30, July 31, August 31, July and August 31, September 30, October 31, November 30, December 31. Leap year February 29. How many days are there in leap year? 360. The 20th July, 31st, and what is the date here? 11. That means number of days is September. You need to calculate number of days from 3rd July to 11th September. It is coming to, if you write number of days like this, some people they do with the calculator, sometimes you be doing mistake. So better you can do working here like this. So 28 plus 31 plus 11 is coming to 70 days. So now what we are doing, 30 into 800 we have calculated, 70 into 1000. It is coming to 70,000. Okay. Now you have to go for product and total amount. First let me go for total. 1000 plus 800 plus 500, 1800, 2300. Here 94,000. Now we are having the formula, you can see base date plus or minus total of minus plus or minus means if you get a negative value. If you get negative value, product will be negative. That is to indicate that will be ready. But you should write formula like this: average due date is equal to base date plus total product. Here since we are having positive value, no, we can write like this. Base date total product by total amount. Here I have taken base date as earlier date. What is the base date? Tell me. 3rd July. Plus total product 94,000. $45, 40.86 approximate. 40.86 you are getting. I am writing 41 days. Approximately 41 days I am writing. So now the answer is average due date is equal to 3rd July plus 41 days. The 3rd July. 3rd July 41 means you can do one thing. 3rd July plus 41 you add 41 plus 3. How many days you are getting? 44. So 44 minus July 31 you take out. You'll be getting 13th August is the average due. Or you can do July. How many days are left out? 28, no? 41 minus 28 also if you do, you'll be getting 13th August. So this is average due date. That means instead of making payment on 3rd July, 2nd August, 4th, 11th September, the average of due dates is how much? 13th August. Like this, you have to calculate average due date. Clear to all of you? So let me take out one more problem now. Let me take this problem. A trader having accepted the following several bills falling due on different dates now desire to have these bills cancelled and to accept a new bill. See, already these bills were drawn. Now instead of having payment on different dates means first you should calculate 1st March plus 2 months, 3 grace days, like that you will be calculating due days. Instead of having 5 different bills, he wants to make a payment on one single day. That we need to calculate. So what is to be done for this problem? First, So since the problem is like date of bill has been given, previous problem himself has given due date. Date of bill, duration, due date, base date, amount, product. Like this you should write. Now you can keep on writing 1st March. You are having the book with you now. I am directly writing this. 1st March 15. March 15. 5th April 15. 20th April 15. 10th May 15. Let us see duration. 2321. You learned in bills of exchange chapter how to calculate due date. 1st March 15, add 2 months. 1st March, if you add 2 months, May you add 3 days. The 1st March, first 2 months. This is day month. 3 months, 2 months. 3 plus 2, 5. 1 plus 3, like this. 3 days. Clear to all of you? Similarly, 10th March, 6. 10 plus 3, 13th 6. 5th April, 2 months. 5th 3 days, 8. Then next 20th April 15. 23 5 15. 10th May, 10th day, 3 grace days, 13. 5 months, 2 months you add, 7. Now you need to calculate number of days from base date. You can take earlier date as a base date. What is the earliest date here in all these cases? That you should select from due date, not from this. 4th May, 13 6, 8th June, 13 July. Which is early? 4th May. 4th May 15. So 4th May to 4th May, 0. You also got amount first. Let me write the amounts here given. 400, 300, 200, 375, 500. Okay. So number of days. 4th May to 13 June. May, how many days are there? 31, no? 31 minus 4, 27 days May. Plus June, 13. 27 plus 13 coming to 40. 40 into 300, 12,000. You following how you'll be getting product? 1, 3, column 4 into 5 is product. 8th June. May, how many days are there? 20. June 8. 27 plus 8, 35. 35 into 200, 7,000. Next, May. Here actually you can see 4th May, 4th May to 23rd May. Directly you can write 4th minus 23, 19 days, no? 19 days into 375. It is coming to 7,125. Last one, 3rd July. So May 20, May how many days are there? 27, no? Why 27, sir? 4th minus 31, 27. I need to calculate up to 13 July. After May, June, 31. July, 13. So 27 plus 31 plus 13. 27 plus 31 plus 13. It is coming to June 30, no, sorry. June 30. Extremely sorry. June 30 days, no, 30. It is coming to 70 days. 70 days into 500. 35,000. Now you can go for total 400 plus 300, 700 plus 2, 900, 900, 1275, 1775 is the total. Now you have to go for total of product. 12,000 plus 7,000 plus 7,125 plus 35,000. 61,125. Therefore, average due date is equal to base date plus total product by total amount. What is base date we have taken? 4th May. Total product 61,000. You are getting 34.43. Approximately 34 days I am taking. Therefore, average due date is equal to 4th May 15 plus 34. So you can do like the 34 plus 4, 34 days. This is 34 plus 4, 38, no? 38 minus 3rd, 30 May. You will be getting 34 plus 4, 38, no? 8 May, 31 days. 34 plus 4, 38. 38 minus 31. 7th June 2015 is the average due date. So a bill will be drawn on 1775. Due date is 7th June. So that instead of expecting the amount to be received on these due dates, lump sum amount will be received on single day, causing no interest, no loss of interest to either of parties. Simple words, average due date is 34 days away from 4th May. Repeat once again, average due date is 34 days away from 4th May, that is 7th June. Or you can do one thing, 31 minus 4. 31 minus 4. How many days you are having? 27. 34 minus 27. 7th June. This is what you can calculate. After May, June only. So I want to give you one problem as homework to you today. Homework. You can try. Okay. That's enough. One problem I have given as a homework. We'll meet in the next class. Till then, goodbye. Thank you. God bless you all.